Hello guys, I'm Benjamin James Baker, also known as EG.DeMusliM. I'm a professional StarCraft 2 player playing for Team Evil Geniuses. I play Terran, and if you're a Terran having trouble with Zerg, or even if you're not, and you want some insight from me, to compare strategies or compare tips and tactics, well, this is a replay to watch. This is just a very standard Terran against Zerg, with some of the new strategies coming into play, very greedy play. And it mainly consists of against Infest or Ling style. So we're going to go right on into the game. I'm going to talk about this for you. So I am the blue Terran, and this is Metropolis. This is just a ladder game, and I'm against a guy called Clash Zai. So he's from Team Clash. It's a pretty decent team, so he's obviously a decent player. Anyway, I'll get this game started. I'll run it on 2x speed and talk you through it. So the game starts out, just nothing really to talk about here apart from trying to put the SCVs on the closest patches possible. This just means that I want my SCVs to stack. And while I am being pretty cool here on the stacking, it just gives you a few extra minerals. So nothing really to complain about or to talk about here, just being as efficient as possible with as many minerals as possible, as fast as possible. So here we do see our Zerg player going for the 10 extractor trick, going for the 10 overlord rather than 9 overlord. It's very standard for him too. Here I am, still mining away, getting a barracks at 12. And I'm walling in with a depot of the racks, and there will be another depot here, just making a really good wall off. This means that any kind of 6-pool or 7-pool shenanigans do get prevented by my wall, and it'll be an instant loss for him. So why not wall in? Well, the answer is you should always wall in, pretty much. What's the weaknesses of this? Well, a Baneling bust on one base if he does bust down the depot. But again, if you just have a bunker behind this somewhere, you're going to be fine. More than fine, in fact. So, just want to talk about what's happening here. Got pretty good saturation. I am scouting after this barracks is done with the same SCV, and I am going for a 1-depot expand. What does a 1-depot expand achieve that a 2-depot expand doesn't? You just get it up faster. And why wouldn't you want that? The answer is, you do want that. So why get up a 2nd depot? Well, you can be a little safer if you want to be, having a few extra Marines out, but what do you really have to fear? The spawning pool's only just really started. It'll be done in around 50 seconds time, meaning that Zerglings, if he does make enough to try and kill you, you're actually going to have enough, more than a few Marines out to deal with it. So yeah, it's always worth going for the 1-depot expand in this matchup if you are going for a gasless fast expand. So just kind of scout here, just see what I'm doing, just fending off that little drone. Scouting his base now, so I did scout onto this mineral patch so I can just run through drones if I wish to. Do scout him out. As you see, he's getting a pretty early gas actually. What does that indicate? Indicates that he's going speed. I do actually try and hunt down this drone a little bit to stop him from mining. I actually wanted to kill him, but I did actually stop that drone from mining at that natural, so that was pretty cool. And as soon as these lings are spawned, I do try and run away. What do I have back at home? I'm getting my 3rd Marine, and I've also got 2 gases already down. So this build is a little risky against any early pressure. I don't have this wall off just yet. I have my 2nd depot here. But what do I want to go for? Well, it's pretty obvious. I'm going to be building a factory somewhere either here or here. I'm going for reacted Hellions. What do reacted Hellions achieve, you may ask? They give you map control. You get to see when the 3rd is going down. You get to run the threat of killing drones. You force spine crawlers. You force a lot of lings, since only queens cannot deal with them. Roaches can deal with them pretty efficiently, but you force them into a position that he doesn't want to be in. They're fast. They can get away very easily. And if you micro them correctly and just move around the map with good map awareness, they won't die. So they're just a nice unit to force your opponent into doing things that he doesn't really want to do. Anyways, over here, I am building this factory now, so that's going down. This SCV will most likely live, actually. So these Marines do come out and clean those 2 lings. So that was actually nice for me. I killed those 2 lings and things are going fine. Here, this is very risky by him. I don't know if he just knows what I'm doing, but he puts down this 3rd incredibly early at the 5-minute mark. What's his drone count at? My harvester count is actually pretty close to his, which is not good for a Zerg by any means. So while he has gone for this ridiculously fast 3rd, it's not really paying off for him yet. I'm way higher in minerals and higher in gas. So, you know, I hope this guy asks himself why he went for that build. Anyways, I'm building up a wall here. This wall off right here, it's pretty nice. It's a small, tight gap. And walling off is so efficient against Zerglings, and I believe it will come in handy later on in this game, given the way that this guy's already playing. He does run in a few lings here, runs into my bunker, sees my Hellions, loses a ling, but gets the other 3 away. Sits 1 ling at my 3rd, so he knows when my 3rd goes down. So that's pretty smart by him. I'm just walking across the map with these Hellions, getting map control, securing what I think is a lead for me, just checking out what's going on, and look. just want to show what's going on at my base. I'm building a starport. And why have I built it in this position? Well, to get there with an Overlord, you need to fly either across here, which is going to get scouted by my refinery, and then my Marines can come over and kill it, which I've actually got a Marine on patrol here seeing this Overlord, so he cannot scout into my base. So I'm playing very good with just denying scoutage. I'm getting more reacted Hellions, so more are on the way, and there's going to be even more. So there's going to be roughly 6 Hellions. I'm making Banshees with Cloak, and harvest count-wise, I'm 7 behind, but that's a really good number to be behind on at this point as a Terran. Since you are going to be behind, there's no stopping that unless you went for some crazy all-in and got lucky killing every drone, but that doesn't happen very often. So right now, he is clearing up these rocks. He's making a wall off so my Hellions can't dance around everything, so that's a smart play by him. What's the threat here? If I ran up this ramp, I could actually get into the main, which I didn't realize. What's the threat here? Well, if there was a lot of Lings waiting up here and I tried to get up here, I could get surrounded by Lings that are hiding over here. So look at my division at this point. There are lots of Lings over here and there are Lings up here. Let's say 6 or 7, and 6 or 7 again. If I tried to run up this ramp, I'd be getting shot by this Spine Crawler, which is under these Overlords, which he's trying to hide. There we go. So I'd be stuck here, surrounded on every side, and that would be 6 dead Hellions for nothing. Right now, they're forcing him to make these Lings, which he doesn't want to make. If we look at the income tab, look, I'm catching him up again in harvesters. I'm putting up my 3rd too. Everything's going really good this game. I'm just playing a really, really greedy Terran style, and at the moment it's paying off. So yeah, just flaming a few Lings there, nice little Ling barbecue. Nothing really much done. I've seen these double Evos, so I know that he is going infestors. What do? I start throwing down double engineering bay, more Rex, double refinery over here. Just got these guys on patrol here, so he just can't go for an easy surround. I goose scout that he does have a 3rd, start trying to kill his queen, run back up. So this is just like getting me map control right now, and I am building up for these Banshees. I know he doesn't have this tower control since I just went there, but this is kind of a blunder by me. So I'll put this in slower speed for you guys. I do try and kill that tumor. That was way too greedy by me, and I do get surrounded by a lot of Lings. So I do lose these Hellions. While I do kill a lot of Lings too, it was a bit of a blunder trying to kill that creep tumor. So here, this is the real key to winning this game. I want to bring up the income tab just so you can see his harvest count dwindling. So he's at 39 against my 51 right now. That is not a position that any Zerg wants to be in. I do start killing the Spore Crawl that is being put up. That's the only thing that can see my Cloak Banshees right now. If he did try and make an Overseer, that would help too. But look, the Spore Crawl does die. His Queens are again susceptible to my Banshees. I do pick up a Queen. Harvest count wise, I've killed 10 right now, killing even more here. This is crazy, crazy good for me. He does get this Overseer, so that's good for him. I do start again picking off drones. One of my Banshees does die, but the damage has already been done at this point. He's down to 44. How many workers have been killed? 17. So this Banshee, he deserves a medal for that attempt. So look at the mineral count. That's how many minerals we're both getting per minute. I'm at 57 harvesters, he's at 51. He's on 3 bases, I'm on 2, but my income's way higher than him. This is something that I just want to point out. He did a pretty nice Ling run by here. So while all that was going on, I just want to point out how good this Zerg is. So he is a pretty decent Zerg player. I'll go back to roughly the 10-minute mark so you can see what happens. Again, I'll close that. So as this Ling run by happened, he sees that I have Banshees in his base. What does he do? These Lings can't do anything to help with those Banshees, so he runs straight to my base. It's actually pretty key, since when those Banshees were fighting, I didn't actually know what happened. I just had to react kind of accordingly and do what I could. So he does actually go for a little counterattack here, which could have been quite problematic, and I mean, it did do a little bit of damage. Luckily, I am building up a few Marines behind this wall, but look, my production hasn't even really started yet. I don't have a tank out. What am I making here? I'm making a Viking. I'm not making any medevacs or anything to deal with these Banelings. So these Banshees are still doing damage over here, but he's getting this attack ready. And this is what I want to talk about. If I didn't have this wall, those Banelings could have been a nightmare against this army. If I did not have that wall, they'd have skipped the bunker, blown up all my SCVs. He has to use them to blow up my wall. What does he have left? Just Zerglings. That is pretty easy to hold off, and I mean, my Marines, I am stood a set microing. This fight's still going on over here, and I mean, these Lings are in my base doing a little bit of damage, picking off an SCV or 2. It's pretty fine. So that wall off did pretty good, and I reinforced that ASAP while still dealing with these guys inside my base. So harvest count wise, he killed 1 worker with that attack. I've killed 17. I'm in a really good position right now. He did get to scout though, so that was a pretty nice attack by him. Anyways, things are going pretty good here. Got a lot of reactors down. See how many barracks in total I've got? 6 barracks. How many factories? Just 1. But I've got this tech lab over here that I use for the cloak research to put it down on. I've even got my 3rd going down here. The Ling did not block that 3rd, so it was a little blunder by him, but I'm breaking these rocks getting ready to expand over there. This Viking has just been going Overlord hunting, which is cool. If I actually looked at my patrol that I have on this Viking, in fact, it doesn't even show my patrol on the replay, but he's just going around the whole map. I've pretty much got him cycled around the whole map pretty soon. And I mean, he does stop here just before the second Overlord is going to die, but hey, that's cool. So I do break away here, and I do stop defending this base against a single lane. One thing that does happen here, he's got this counter-attack ready. If you are one of these players that you like to grab all your SCVs and put them onto another patch and you find it hard to do that mineral walking, do not be afraid. There is a much easier way to get away with doing that, and I'll show you very simply here as soon as I get attacked. So I do see this attack coming. I just lift off my base. It makes all the SCVs go to a different base, and while a few of them do get blown up, it could have been much worse. How many guys did I lose against all those banelings? I lost roughly 10 workers, which is a loss, but just lift up your base. It's a much easier way of dealing with it than dragging them all, putting them onto another guy. And I mean, that's stuff that Protosses and Zergs have to deal with. Those guys, we just lift up that base. So that's pretty easy to do. Here we are setting up a wall for this bunker and stuff. Well, that does limit my gas intake on this building. I don't really need gas. Gotta admit, I don't really need gas at this point. So I'm just producing a lot of Marines. Good barracks count, getting good upgrades. And look at the supply. Everything that's happened in this game that's led up to this moment has led to a 60 or a roughly 40 supply advantage. And here I'm just dropping air, killed an extractor, forced all these drones away. So that was a nice little drop. So things have been happening this game. I even drop up here. I killed, denying this fourth, kind of forcing links over here. So I'm just dropping pretty well, getting a really good efficiency on these Marines. That Marine had 7 kills alone. So supply-wise, still really good for me. Getting good upgrades. He's got lings. He's running into my tanks, losing a lot of lings. And again, I can just start clearing him out from the inside out. He does have a good little infest account here. But again, my production is off the charts right now. Look at all these wrecks. They're producing so intensely. Everything is so efficiently used here. It's 2 guys on each reactor barracks and 1 guy on each tech lab building. So he does fight here, and I mean, they are clumped here. I think I realized at the last minute, look, I select them, and I try and split them, but a fungal does land, and it immensely wrecks those Marines. And again, a fungal, bam, kills a lot. But look at the damage that I'm doing. Look at my supply still. My supply is actually going up despite losing roughly 20 Marines just there. Just throw down a lot of infested Terrans to take out the army, but I've seen that the infested Terrans aren't near me. So here, I'm scared about the infested Terrans actually burrowing and getting here, so I'm putting up a turret here, I'll put up a turret here, and I've just got siege lines ready for those infested Terrans. Here, I do take a fight, and look, I target fire the banelings with my tanks, dealing a lot of damage to those banelings, meaning that those units were rendered pretty useless. I do start focus firing infestors again, so that a lot of infestors are dying. Look at supply, 170 against 80. Everything's going absolutely perfect at this point. He's going for Ultraless Cavern, and at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure he's getting hive tech right now. He's not defending, he's not making that many units. There must be broodlords or something far away since I'm just dealing too much damage. This doesn't make sense. This tank is being pretty good. He's already killed 18 units. I'm moving out another huge army, even when he can't deal with this army pretty much, to his base. And at this point, I am producing more starports. So I'm getting ready for that broodlord switch. Everything's going ridiculously well. I do start running to his base, clearing creep, and at this point it's just adding salt to the wound, just scanning, killing every creep tumor, positioning tanks well, getting ready to attack him from another angle. Did kill his third. I am ready to assault his natural, and this is when he's going to die pretty much. Look at the supply. He's got 2,500 minerals that he just can't spend, given that I killed all his hatcheries, and GG is called. So that game was just about standard Terran play, just playing greedy against the new metagame of Zerg. And the new metagame of Zerg is just going Infestor Ling. What's Ling Infestor good against? It's good against revolting attacks. What's my style again good against? It's good at not attacking, at least until you're ready. So this Infestor style, if you were having trouble against it, just try sitting back a bit, being a bit patient, waiting for them to come to you. If they are playing Mutalisks, you're kind of playing into their hands, but you're getting really good upgrades. So just in terms of like blind countering builds and such, well, I didn't know exactly what build he did. 90% of Zergs are playing Infestors these days, even more so maybe. So just start working in new builds into your gameplay. I've also got like 2 base all-in builds against Zerg, even 1 base all-in builds against Zerg. I'm just varying up. I can play very greedy like I did this game, but it's still pretty safe. As you saw, if you wall off correctly, on certain maps like Dual Site where there's a huge wall to get to, I probably can't play this greedy. I probably have to play something like Mech. But I just want you guys to mix up your builds a little, and when you're against Zerg, don't hesitate from playing this greedy. If you're not doing damage until the 11-minute mark, even with just having 3 production buildings up, that's completely fine if you're on 3 CCs. and if you're getting really good upgrades later on. So guys, thank you for watching. Head over to evilgeniuses.net and you can check out more replay reviews from myself, EG in Control, EG Idra, or EG Machine. Thank you for watching. See you next time.